Hello everyone, Specter here and welcome to Star Citizen. Today is the 2954 IAE Day 5, which is the showroom for the RSI. So today, this video probably would be quite long because there are a lot of ships that's relatively new in the game, so yeah. So before further ado, let's get to it. First of all, you can see there's Zeus MK II ES, which is a exploration type of Zeus MK II series. So all the Zeus MK II are identical in size, but the things inside of it would be a little bit different. So there are two ways to enter the ship, which I think that CIG listened to the players' comments about, for example, MSR, the Mercury Star Runner, or maybe the C1C Spirit. So now you got an extra entrance for the Zeus MK II. So you got a ladder in here to go up and down from the ship. Or if you don't want it, you still want to use a very traditional way, then use this cargo ramp. Sorry about the lagging because there are too many people in here. So this cargo this cargo bay can hold up to 32 SU worth of cargo. Of course, you can fit more if you use your own creativity, but those cargo will not be, fixed on a cargo grid, which may bounce around in the future. And you got a lot of ship's components in here, so it means that fixing the ship would be, a little bit more easier because you don't need to EVA out of the ship. Next up on the left hand side, it will be the crew quarter. You can see 3 beds in here. Not so sure what kind of thing you can do with it in here, upper part of this bed. Maybe you can put some, some toys in here. And you got some lockers in here. But these lockers right now is not accessible. Not so sure why, but well, maybe because this ship is not my ship or player ship. You've got a very interesting sofa in here. And on the right hand side, you can see there's a habitation sector of the ship, which you can cook and eat, drink in here in the future. And also when you're eating or drinking, you can look outside of the ship, which is very, very good. And you got some gun racks in here to prepare when you're going to explore outside of the ship. And this is the ladder I'm talking about, which is quite hard to access to it from the outside right now because of the renting stuff in here. But from here you can exit the ship just simply climbing down there, so you won't risk of maybe someone will sneak up to your ship that easily. Over here is an engineering terminal, which will be functional in the future, but not right now. On the left hand side, you got the airlock that is not functional right now, which I pressed it multiple times before this video, but it's not working. So you're supposed to be able to walk outside from here and access to somewhere on top of the ship, due to, well, the ship itself is quite, the slope is not that steep, so that's why. And also you got some suit lockers in here, 3 of them, because you got 3 people on board of the ship maximum. So 3 suit lockers. And over here is a bridge or cockpit, and you got some more important stuff, components, in here, which about the life support, and also one of the shield generators in here, which, well, is quite reasonable because if things go sideways, you definitely don't want these components to be, non-functional, right? So that's why you will have an easier time to access to these components to fix them first. And also you got another gun rack, especially for this one, the large size gun rack for maybe a railgun or something else heavy. So this thing is very good because, well, if your ship is being breached, your crew and yourself can seal off this door, buy some time while you can arm yourself and have a last stand in here. Although, well, I'm not so sure how will it work, but yeah, you still have a chance to fight back. I mean, the gunner seat in here is the one that access to the bottom turret, which I believe that is over here on the right side. Yeah. So this gun is going to cover the bottom part of your ship.
Everything they have on the floor is pretty impressive.
I really appreciate that they've got some of their classic designs on display.
And also, this is a co-pilot seat, although right now it's not that kind of functional. But since radar is something that you can control right now, so it means that co-pilots will be able to poke around on the radar to help the pilot to target something that is more important during combat. And this is a pilot seat. And personally, I think that the pilot seat in here, I mean, the glass of this Zeus Mark II would be much better than comparing to some ships like the Constellation series, because you know the bar in front of my sight will be gone. So right now you can't see the bar lining on horizontally in here, because well, for the Constellation series you got that bar blocking your view at some point, so it's not very good for, you know, dogfighting and stuff. Then it's not going to work, or maybe it's just simply annoying. But right now the bar is gone, so I think that personally, I think that is a very good improvement about the design. And also, if you do some rock mining, I can easily to take a look downstairs to take a look at the rock to see, instead of like, you know, to avoid the bar, to take a look by adjusting the ship like that. So the whole ship in here, the pilot can control 2 size 4 weapons in here and some missiles down there. You can see that. But generally speaking, since this ship is not for fighting, so try to avoid it if possible.
This is the manufacturer to beat this year.
Okay, so let's move on to the other ships. Oh, by the way, before that, I need to tell you guys, the wallpoint price of the ship is 160 US dollars, and also the standalone price will be 175. Just in case that you guys would like to pay attention to it. But I would suggest you guys to fly around the ship first before you purchase it, because everything will be much more important. I mean, if you don't need to spend so much money on something that may change in the future, I don't know. But anyway, I would suggest you guys to fly around it first before you use real cash to buy anything in the game. Alright, so let's move on to the other ships. On the other side of the showroom, you can see there's a Zeus MK II CL, which is a cargo variant of the Zeus MK II series. Surprisingly, it shares a similar size to the C1 Spirit from the Crusader industry, but the cargo capacity would be much larger. So this thing can carry up to 128 SU worth of cargo, while the C1 Spirit only can carry up to 64 if you talk about the secured cargo capacity. Of course, if you use your imagination, both of these ships can carry much more cargo than you think, but well, this is just the data on paper. That's how many cargo you can carry for the secured cargo capacity. Now, unlike the ES, you don't have so many things you can access from here, because in exchange you got more cargo grid for more cargo, right? And you got a gun rack in here for you to arm yourself before you load on and offload your ship. So over here, similar layout to the ES, which the left hand side would be the crew quarter, although it would be a little bit smaller. But I would say the thing that is missing in here is not very crucial, because you just lost the sofa in here, which I don't know why you need a sofa anyway. Your character doesn't need to, you know, sit down and change up. I mean, change your clothing anyway, right? So you don't need a sofa. And the habitation area is shrinking. I mean, maybe you can talk about 1/4 of it is missing or 1/3. But still, it's not very important, I think, because you still have 2 seats to sit down and eat and drink. Yeah, so it's not very important personally, I think. Again, you got an access to, the ladder access to the ship, and also the terminal in here for engineering. You got the airlock again, which is, I think that is not functional still, right? Let's see. Yep, it's not functional. So forget about it. 3 suit lockers. Sorry about the lagging. And again, the layout would be similar, especially this gun rack in here. So yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the other ships. And in the middle of the room, you can see there's a Polaris in here, which is one of the biggest ship that is flyable in the game right now. And right now, it is the largest capital-sized combat vessel that is flyable in the game as well. I mean, flyable, it means that you can call it out and yeah, fly around instead of stealing it from NPCs. So that's why I would consider Polaris is kind of like the largest capital-sized combat vessel that is flyable right now. And comparing to the Polaris that I talked about in concept analysis, that video, many things were changed. One of them will be about the points defense turrets, because at that time it wasn't the case. So that's why, yeah, right now it would be easier for players who own the Polaris to defend the ship from missiles or even torpedoes or maybe other fighters, because these things can aim target by themselves. Although the intercept rate may not be 100%, but still it will be a little bit better than just simply depends on those remote turrets as well as the manned turrets to defend the ship alone. Now this thing is very huge and it must be multi-crewed, and please do not think that, oh, I will treat this ship as my mobile base and like a home in space or something like that and buy it with $975 right now, I believe, or $850 for Warborn price, because this thing must be manned by multiple people. Of course, you can say right now you can fly it by yourself, but many things you can't really man it by the pilots. So for example, I will talk about later, but anyway, let's go to the cargo bay first. Now, this ramp is quite hard to call it out. At least I got a hard time to call it out. So from this ramp, you can access to the cargo bay, which can house up to 512 SU worth of cargo in here, including the torpedoes, and multiple ground vehicles can be fit in here, or even snuff fighters if you wanted. And in here at the front, you can see a lot of scared NPCs, not because of me, I can guarantee. Now, you can press this button to raise up this elevator, because it's supposed to be, you know, put some torpedoes in here and help it to load up this torpedo bay. Now, these are the size 10 torpedoes instead of size 9s, which means it's these are much more powerful than you think. I believe that a long time ago, at least, one shot you can kill the hammerhead, and about 5 to 6 shots you can kill the Idris. Now with size 10 torpedoes, it means that you will have a more easier time to kill Idrises by using these torpedoes. But of course, since the Idris probably got its own point defense turrets as well, so it means that, well, it's just a kind of balance, I would believe. So at the front here, you can see there's a main elevator to access to the top of the ship as well in here. So yeah, you've got multiple ways to access to the ship, which is very nice. Now in here, I believe that is some sort of engineering station as well as like the control system for the torpedoes. So it means that your torpedo firing officer will be here to fire those size 10 torpedoes. So that's why I said already, this thing must be multi-crewed, because you can't control the torpedoes by the pilot. I mean, you need to have someone down there to control the torpedoes. Now, by access to this turret, finally, I found something very, very satisfying. Because a long time ago, since the time I entered the game, I mean, I truly played the game, I found in Lorville there's a very interesting weapon which is called Attrition 6, which is a kind of size 6 weapon, size 6 repeaters. But I checked everything, no ships can carry that weapon. But now I think that that weapon can be mounted by one ship, which is called the Polaris. But of course, these turrets itself are powerful enough, so probably no one will swap it out by using, you know, laser repeaters, right? But anyway, still, you have your own choice for those size 6 weapons. So basically, this turret is not just defending your ship, but instead it will be a part of your attacking weapon for close range ships combat. Okay, so when you are going to the back of the ship, then something else you can see right now in here. Oh, by the way, there's a tractor beam that can be controlled. I forgot where you can control it, but anyway, you can move your cargo by using this tractor beam. And at the back, it will be the engine sector, or maybe engineering sector. Now, this thing is, I mean, you need multiple people to work in here, probably, in order to like take a look at every single one of those components and engines, whether it is malfunction or not. And also, there's a place for you to, I believe that is here. Yep. So you got an elevator in here. So you can access to another engineering station, which is a little bit upper floor in here, to oversee everything. And also you got more things to look around in here. So this one is components as well here. It's a very large one as well. And there's a gravity generator. And also this one is the third floor, which is the upper floor. You can access to the cargo bay by using the elevator over there. Here you can see these gates in here. Then you can access to the cargo bay from here. So what does it mean? It means that, well, if you want to rearm and refuel your ship that is parked in here, then you can simply use this elevator to put some components or maybe some ammo in here, guns in here, and transport it to here directly, instead of using the tractor beam to beam all the way to this sector via those corridors, which is much safer. There are a lot of NPCs hanging around in here, which is very odd. But anyway, let's head to the other sector first. Oh, this one I believe that is the old engineering section in here. And in here is a med bay. So I think that the design of this hangar is improved because a long time ago it wasn't like this in concept. Definitely. Because, well, you probably don't want your crew to be exposed to a vacuum of space while that hangar door is open, right? So, and this one is a med bay. So you're supposed to have a medical officer sitting in here and oversee everything. And you got some med beds in here. So if I lie it down like this, I'm supposed to be able to fix myself. Which you can see, my health and my nutrition, as well as like the level of thirst will be filled up. And now my body is fully fixed. And surprisingly, you got 4 med beds in here, which is, well, amazing. So it means that your crew members can have an easier time to spawn in the ship when they died. And also you got some escape pods in here as well. And you got some turrets in here.
Thank you for visiting New Babbage's Tobin Expo Center. Stands preeminent destination for live events and exhibitions.
So let's see, these turrets are quad mounted, so it means that, let's see, where am I? Ah, here I am. So this one can defend the side of the ship when it's sticking out. So basically, the ship itself can get a lot of forward firepower because this thing is a little bit triangular, so it means that nothing will block the sight of the turrets if they're all facing forward.
First step to fun is safety. Walk, don't run while exploring the halls.
And you got some ladder to access to different part of the ship, which is very nice if elevator is not working. And you got a habitation sector in here, although you can play chests in here, I believe. Yeah, those chests are movable, just like what you can see on the MSR, the Mercury Star Runner. But basically right now it's not useful for this kitchen area because no one will eat in here. And over here you can see the crew quarter. And the turret in here. So these turrets, I believe that is the upper part of the ship. Yup. And they are quad mounted again. So it means that, generally speaking, you will have a very easy time to defend the ship from the upper part of the you can defend the ship, upper part of the ship,
This is a friendly reminder that the Tobin Expo Center is a STEM-free environment. Please refrain during your visit and have an amazing day.
Alright, so I didn't miss anything, right? Or I missed this one? It's locked for some reasons. Okay, never mind. So I believe that this is the final station. You got a lot of escape pods as well. And this one is a final moment of the whole ship, which is the bridge. Now for the bridge, you got a hologram in here, so it means that you can command the fleet or your fleet how things were moving around, so to navigate them to the correct position while having combat in mind, of course. And you got a lot of seats in here, and the captain's seat will be in the middle. And also I believe that this one is the pilot's seat. So this is the thing that you will sit on and like move around the ship. Alright, so basically I need to mention about one thing. Basically, I would say do not trust the website. So many websites would say that, oh, this ship only requires 6 to 12 people, or maybe 16 people, I don't know, to control the ship. But this is not the case, alright? Because, for example, they didn't manage to include the people who need to defend the ship from boarding party, and also they didn't count those people who were injured in combat, so that you need someone to replace them, right? And also, for example, let's talk about torpedoes. Someone may need to station around the cargo area because the torpedo itself need to be loaded. So it means that, well, you definitely don't want to, well, stretch your men or your crew too much. So you need to have some spare crew members on board to, just in case when things go sideways, right? So for my opinion, you probably need to have more than 20 people in order to, make this ship fully functional. But of course, if you're talk about like transferring the ship from place to place, then obviously you don't need that many people. You can fly it by yourself, or maybe 1 or 2 people, because you still need to be aware of those components and stuff, right? When they go critical, then you definitely don't want to leave your pilot seat and fix it while you're flying the ship, right? So yeah, you may still need some people with you when you're transferring your ship. But if you need to have like a fully functional ship for combat, then you need more than 12 people, definitely. So be aware of it. Alright? So yeah, let's move on a little bit. Downstairs in the hologram room, you can see there's an Arrastra in here, which is a large size mining ship. That is concept, but it's supposed to be fill the gap between, the Mole as well as the Orion. Now this thing got a size 3 mining head that can go through the ship from top to bottom like that. So you don't need to adjust the ship too much in order to mine the asteroid. Now the ship itself carried some refinery on board, so it means that you don't need to go to the refinery for refining your ore, but instead you can refine it by yourself. And also, if you don't like to do some ship's mining, it's fine, because you got a very large cargo hold to hold those mining rock vehicles inside as well. So, well, yeah, you can land on the surface and deploy those mining rock, and you can start mining gemstones. So basically, this is one of a very good ship for miners, and it costs about 575 US dollars for a standalone price, I believe. Alright, So that's it for today's video about all the ships. And I hope you enjoy, and I shall see you guys next time then. Bye bye.